You've taken numerous interior design style tests. You've spent numerous hours scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, and you've saved hundreds of photos on Pinterest. Yet you still can't figure out your design style. Here's why figuring out your design taste is so difficult. You may be overthinking it. Hey everyone, I'm Jenn Rogers and welcome back to my channel. I'm the owner, interior designer, and creative director at House of Jenn. I help busy, overwhelmed, and indecisive homeowners simplify the design process of their home renovation and interior design projects. If you're new here, make sure to hit the like button and make sure to hit the subscribe button as we're always adding new content. If you're someone who is planning the design or renovation of your home and you're constantly pinning hundreds of photos, you're scrolling through TikTok and Instagram, liking and saving a lot of videos, and you're second guessing every decision. You're changing your mind every 3 seconds and you can't seem to find a starting point. Well, this video is for you. Design is a lot more than just aesthetics. And as an interior designer, that's something that I've picked up on a lot in the design field. So often I have to really study my clients, what they like, what they don't like, their behavior, their lifestyle, and really figure out what it is they're looking for and how to transfer that into a functional, practical, and cohesive design for them and their families. One of the things I've learned about as an interior designer when it comes to people is that most of the time it's not that people don't know what they want, they just struggle with a visual roadmap. They struggle with having a vision on how to execute what they want to do. And when they try to approach a design, everything feels disconnected because they're picking at it piece by piece. They're looking at a design as individual pieces rather than one cohesive look and one cohesive story telling the same thing. No wonder many homeowners find themselves mentally exhausted and never moving past the inspirational and Pinterest and information gathering phase. What many homeowners don't realize is that when you design or renovate your home, it's so much more than just individual pieces. It's so much more than just aesthetics. Yes, aesthetics makes the overall look. It creates the emotion, but look at the individual pieces. Are they speaking to each other? So often people rush towards buying furniture, buying things they don't need without ever really visualizing what it is they want. And this is the reason why design can be sometimes a headache. And this is why so often design can feel like a mentally exhausting project rather than it being fun and engaging and exciting for homeowners. So make sure when you design your home that you understand why you're making the selections you're making. Make sure you understand the spatial layout of the room. Make sure you understand the lighting and why you're going with that, or the colors, or the fabric, or however you want to design your space. Make sure you take in certain elements of design like scale and balance. Focus on the practicality and the functionality of design, not just aesthetics. So often, Pinterest can make the inspirational and planning phase of your renovation a lot worse, especially if you don't know how to use it. Inspirational photos aren't the same thing as a design plan. What ends up happening is you often will save a photo from a coastal interior, and then you'll have modern bohemian, and then an art deco photo, and then modern farmhouse. And then next thing you know, your folder and your Pinterest board is filled with random styles, and suddenly you're trying to cram all of these different ideas and styles into your home. That's why so many homes end up feeling random rather than intentional. Inspiration without direction really just creates confusion. If you're someone who doesn't have a natural eye for design, then you're probably finding yourself overwhelmed and stressed out because of the renovation and redesign project of your home. However, it's not that people don't know what they want. They just haven't fully visualized it yet. They haven't seen all of the parts and pieces together functioning in one space. They might get inspiration from a lamp or a sofa or a rug, but until that's all clearly visualized and set in their head, it's going to be a lot harder to make judgments and cohesive decisions for your renovation. A vision gives you a clear roadmap because you're not just building a house, you're building a home. Design is emotional. People don't just fall in love with individual products, they fall in love with the look, with the feeling. The reason why the design process feels so overwhelming is because you're trying to make major decisions before you have a clear vision and a roadmap of what you're trying to accomplish. And a lot of people buy reactively. They just start walking into Target or Marshalls or Home Goods and they start picking out random items that they like without having a plan in place. Then they try to buy other items that they think will match products that they just bought. And then next thing you know, you have a whole hodgepodge of different random styles and ideas, and nothing is cohesive. Nothing is speaking to each other. This is what creates second guessing. This is what creates decision fatigue. This is what creates returns and money lost. I'm not saying you can't buy items piece by piece. I mean, look at my house. I don't even have a dining table yet. But what I am saying is that you shouldn't buy pieces without having a fully visualized plan in place. Once you have a vision, then you can go at your own pace. This is exactly why I created my interior collections, because I've worked with a variety of clients who often will call me in only once they've spent a ton of money, they've tried figuring out the design themselves, they've second guessed, they've started a room, they haven't completed it, or they started a renovation and they got, you know, a third of the way through or a part of the way through and they just stopped. Well, the interior collections give you just that. They give you a pre-designed vision. They give you a designer vision, a designer approved vision before you ever purchase anything. Instead of just giving people products, I wanted to give them a vision first. Because once you actually see the potential of a home and you see everything coming together, the process feels so much smoother and so much easier. If you've been stuck on a never moving train of a home renovation and you want to get started and build your dream home, check out our interior collections. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment. I would so appreciate that.